dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine, every heartbeat's borrowed time. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine, every heartbeat's borrowed time. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine, every heartbeat's borrowed time. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine, every heartbeat's borrowed time. On a loaded night, I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine, every heartbeat's borrowed time. On a loaded night, I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine, every heartbeat's borrowed time. On a loaded night, I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath. mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine, every heartbeat's borrowed time. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the wall. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine, every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win.
Hello everybody and welcome to Waylander Gaming. This is Waylander here as we're heading into our first game of week number 2. This is Lobby B, just for those of you who want to know which lobby we're featuring, because unfortunately I think I forgot to put that in the title description. This is Lobby B, and already looking at the live chats, looks like we have a challenge going out to Snipe Nation. They're saying, yeah, my team's gonna cook Snipe Nation. I'm not sure which team that is. You'll have to tell me in the comments, so I'll know. The plane deciding to do its own thing. This is about as straight a line as you can get. Are we going to be seeing teams head off towards the military base? Will it be mild? A school is also not far off Pushinki as well. The decision for what's going to be the hot drop here is a little bit iffy. We've got 12 teams in the mix as everybody is getting ready to land. With no one drifting off towards the military base. Interesting. But a cluster, by the looks of it, going off towards Pushinki and potentially Gatka as well, because it's all within the flight path. Let's get to see. Because, I mean, as you're jumping off the plane, you're going to notice, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Everybody's going Pushinki here right now. We might want to, yeah, as you can see, a couple of teams looks like they want to change direction. Maybe head off towards Ferry Pier, Primorsk, right? The options are there, but there's like this cluster, and wait a minute. It's like this is no man's land, so I'm not sure how the loot is going to be. Who's got the loot? Team number 4 trying to scout out where team 15, which is Ego, are chilling. And do they have weapons? That's the big question. I don't really know. With team number 3, MDR also not far off as well. They're all within this really small space. They have picked up a couple of ARs everywhere. But my goodness, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I suspect a royal bloodbath to occur. But who's going to be making the first move right now? It's going to be Team 3, or they're on the outskirts, right? Smirks, I think, has spotted out where Traps and Romeo happen to be. But he's in, he needs to get his team in for a little bit of backup. Whereas Drags making the rotation across. Shots are being fired, but so far, no one taking any tag damage but Traps. He bumped his head out of the doorway, gets knocked as we're watching Smirk's just trying to get the finish off, but he's gonna get knocked by nobody. Oh, by Romeo, I think. I thought that was okay, maybe nobody from range also through that window cover. Smirk's just trying to crawl back to a little bit of safety. His teammates are close by. Typical is not far off, as we can see. Oh, but Typical's under a lot of pressure by Mon. 48, who's trying to make that movement across, does spot out, goes in for the building play. Lovely strafing, but oh, bow and arrow, shotgun versus bow and arrow. It's shotgun on top. And with that ego, that's going to be a double knock for them. Now, MDR up against team number 4. It's a question of how are you gonna get this wraparounds going? I mean, also with the loot, right? It wouldn't have been as if everybody's gonna have had a ton of loot. This was just early drops. As Caroline's shouting out, let's go kill shot. Well, we'll switch across to where KS is in a moment, right? As this battle for dominance I can't even say where it is because it's in the midst of no man's land is taking place. Handguns with a reload happening here by Gene. As we said, we didn't expect anybody to have a ton of loot. You can see no real utilities. Even the ability to heal back up is going to be challenging. Drags takes a knock on the outskirts as Gene now making the wraparound play. They would have seen where Drags is. I think one would go for the finisher, as now they're going to try to use the numbers advantage that they have. Oh, but there's going to be shots being fired. Gene on that bow and arrow doesn't have enough loot just yet. Meanwhile, Traps put the play. Asmon is being chased down here. Can they get the splash coming through? The shotgun comes out. They don't want to waste too much of ammunition, and this should be that. Oh, Romeo gets knocked in response. Oh my goodness, beautiful play from Traps there as he goes in with a strafe jump. This is a huge battle between the two teams, but with 2 knocks, MDR does come out on top. They should be able to revive their teammates, and that's a full team wipe for them. I thought a lot of teams were heading off towards Pushenki, but looks like not. Where would be our next potential clash? Huge spread between the teams. Also, nobody chose military base as far as I know. There are, let's say, maybe about a quarter of the map right now outside of the play zone, outside of the safe zone. It's still a while before we head to the next stage. But as things stand, DV, Zeus, it looked like they were very, very close to AKs, Team 21. But, I mean, hospital is not a bad place to be, but if you're in a 2v4 situation, you really should wait to reposition and hopefully maybe pick up some eliminations once that EMP zone starts to close in. We're already down to 10 teams. We've lost 2 at the very start, stage number 1. As it looks like, Snipe Nation, they are very, very close to where the airdrop is, right? They're staying prone around this particular area, right? They've got themselves sort of a setup. Did they go loot it out here? Well, we'll have to wait to see. Ooh. Is this a DC? Well, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Could be a little bit of lag issues because I don't think they were close by to be involved in any particular skirmishes, not especially this early on. But as I said, we're just going to have to wait for that EMP zone to close in. And then the area in which it's closing in is quite a small space because, I mean, part of the circle, about a third of it is in the middle of no man's land in the sea. And so the map is a lot smaller than one would think. So just switching across to just scouting out what each team is doing. We can check potentially what they've picked up in terms of loot and what weapons they're going to be playing with. So that gives us an idea of the strat that they're going to be working with come mid-game. It's still just under 5 minutes to go for the end of stage 1. So that's quite a bit of time where we can have this open space, but that's okay. Open space is not necessarily a time for no strategy. It's during these quieter moments in time that the decisions that influence the outcome of the game will be made. Where to rotate, how to rotate, where to be able to pick up the most amount of loot so that you got yourself prepared, where to position so that you can maybe get those pickoffs as the EMP zone closes in, knowing the timing of when you want to get into this, because there are certain, like what I like to call choke points on the map, where you know or expect a lot of teams to be heading towards. As we just switched to who Caroline wanted to see for the longest part, which is KS. They were heading off towards where DV is, but could potentially run into AK as Rolex on the high ground. But it's only a trio here from the side of KS. They are being very, very careful because, as we know, hospital is one of those hot drop locations. Lots of action usually happens around this. But I think both Legion and Mr. Bombastic would have been spotted out by the members of AK. And they do see them in response. I think it was Maestro. Just a little bit of a peek. There we see the shots coming through. So this is going to be a battle from range. And when you don't have the numbers advantage, this is, potentially the best option. Though Legion providing a bit of distraction here. It's Rolex with that wraparound play. Mr. Bombastic, as we know from range, has been excellent throughout the course of, well, all the tournaments that's featured in here. And manages to get a knock to Maestro. Wants to go for the finisher, but can't exactly land that shot. And now has to reposition as Lucho is firing in when HV is making the rotation up the mountain. Mr. Bombastic could be in a lot of danger. He's going to get spun out while he's healing. There's a knock. The flush should come out shortly. Insane trying to make sure he lands this with the least amount of use of weapons, of ammunition, and that's going to be Mr. Bombastic taken out of the equation. Legion now, he's going to have to decide what, he knows he has the cover, he just sprays out a lot there, but Insane got back to a little bit of safety. Rolex is in the low ground. Meanwhile, it's yeah, Rolex trying to reposition, and now the battle between AK and HV is happening here across this range, and there isn't much cover here for the side of HV. As you can see, right, it's a lot of open space. Zeus took a lot of damage there. But are we seeing Lucio 77k making the wraparound play? Potentially, but you still have to worry about KS, who are just not far off in terms of what's happening. As you can, like Team 17, they're throwing out the smoke. They need the smoke, right? This is not the prettiest of places to be in right now. We're just watching Lucho make that huge wraparound play, right? He needs the distraction or the cover to come through from his teammates. I think it's Rainbot as well trying to join him. Queenie is there on the bot, on the low ground, but they'll hear the vehicles coming through. Zeus going for that prone position here. Shots being fired. I think they have noticed the wraparound play. Queenie getting to an even lower ground right now with Zeus joining. Insane takes a little bit of damage, but they know that Rainbot and Lucio have made that rotation, and there's going to be Ghost taken out quickly by that rotation play coming through from Lucio and Rain the bot, as Joe picks up that flush. Team 17 have to be careful with the repositioning, but the MP zone playing their part. If they can just wait patiently, they might be able to get those pickoff plays. The grasses are providing a little bit of cover here for the side of Team 17. But I mean, it's still stage 2, so we know it's not that dangerous point in time just yet. You can fight within the MP zone, but Team 21, they're not hesitating. They're making their plays off about quite early. Miles on the horse. Is he going to end up back up the mountain here? He could be. This could be a dangerous decision. There's the shots coming out, but they spot Insane. It was going to be a bait and switch strat as they managed to get yet another pickoff. So AK, they're using the EMP zone and their movement beautifully right now, as a Queenie is gonna try to pop those energy drinks, wants to heal up just a little bit, knows that a potential skirmish is on the way, but this is gonna be a 2v4 situation. The drive-by has happened. Queenie would have been spotted out here, but Rain the bot going for that long wraparound play. Zeus was on the high ground. There's that but attack damage as the EMP zone just closed in just at that right particular point in time. Zeus went onto the outside just to provide a little bit of extra vision, maybe a little bit of cover. KS is not far away as well. That could be a potential skirmish here between Lucio and Legion and Rolex. They got the Molotovs out. Maestro made a play with the vehicle, but he managed to get to the safety of the building as well. Meanwhile, Zeus is in a lot of trouble there. Miles taking some damage as well. This is some real three-way action going on. Will we see the side of HV be taken out of the equation? Oh my goodness, it's going to be the moment across Rolex. He timed that so nicely. He gets the knock, but he wants to go for the finisher here as well. He knows he's going to have to reposition. There's a double knock. It's both Miles and Maestro. Oh, who's gonna land it? It's Rolex on fire. He manages to get one. That should be a three-way flash coming through here as Legion is in there into the mix. Now it's just aim the bot. So it was AK from a strong position. They almost had HV Team 17 on the ropes, and it was KS from the back who changed the course of this triple threat matchup. Then the bot trying to exit. Oh, is he trying to exit? He's gone for the reposition now. He wants to get a little bit of revenge going, but knows that he has to be patient. Can't overextend, because now you've got two teams to worry about, not just the one. But did HV disengage? Yeah, I think they managed to get the revives and get out. They've decided not to go into this battle, not knowing what numbers they are potentially. I think Rainbot has been spotted out. Legion wants to use the buildings for cover. They're moving like a duo, a well-synced duo here, both Rolex and Legion. There's a possibility now to go in for that, maybe a vehicle play. If you can drag a bit of pre-fire, because you've got Legion already in position. Maybe Rolex is going to provide that bit of cover. He does have a decent amount of armor left. Maybe with a vehicle play just to get Rain to make that movement across. Yeah, that's what I'd be thinking as well. Use the vehicle, let him show himself there. But it's going to be Legion who says, yeah, now's the time. This is that opportunity. We can go for a fly over the top of the hill. We do know where Rain the bot is. Uses the vehicle, closes the distance down. Now will we see the shots coming through? It's going to be the straight dance around this as Rolex gets the flush, and that's going to be the entire Team 3 taken out of the equation. It's okay, as they have lost a member overall, right? But that was with a third-party action. Have gotten themselves a bit of revenge, and 4 eliminations on board in a top 8 positioning right now. But just taking a look at Sandman, who could be heading, Sandman and Shadow are heading off towards the 2 surviving members of Team 17, Zeus and Queenie. They're spreading out. Do they know exactly where they are? I mean, they sensed that there was some sort of danger, right? As Shadow is the one who is spraying fire onto Queenie, wants to close the distance down. Can he get it? He does have that. He does have Queenie in the line of fire. Goes for the shots. Just behind cover at just the right moment in time. Reloading behind the tree. Switching up weapons. Wants to get in even closer just to land those shots. Oh, nicely done. There's the knock. It should be the flush as well. But Zeus has the high ground on the 2, but it's a 2v1 situation with KS coming through, as we can see on that the back line there. They are still quite a ways, but it's Shadow and Sandman. They need to decide how they're going to be making this play across, because even though it's a 2v1 situation in their favor, it might be dangerous. Could be dangerous as a nade being launched. Zeus, like I said, still has the high ground, but I'm not sure right now whether he's aware of KS that's going to be making their movement across, or what seemed like they would be making their movement across. They would have potentially heard the shots being fired. As you can see, Zeus is just staying very safe, launching some nades behind the trees. But with that, it's going to be KS making their movement across. They can use the sound. Oh, no, the vehicle would have given the fact that they're coming in for a potential third party. Now, Zeus has to be very careful. He's going to have to watch in 2 directions. Rolex just strafing his way up the hilltop. Doesn't know. Oh, you would have seen Zeus there. There's the shots. There's the flush. Nice pickoff from Rolex. Now, it's going to be KS up against FSA. Now, obviously, he would have known, based on the direction of the nades that Zeus was launching, that there are some players. I'm not sure if he realizes that it's going to be a duo up against him. Though personally, I wouldn't be trying to run over the top of that little hilltop. That's just setting yourself up for a bullet to the head. Just take a look at the map as a whole. Yeah, so it's KS with the repositioning right now. Meanwhile, it's a Rise in the midst of this compound, trying to secure it up against MDR, who had a very nice early start to the game. So I do love these compound battles. You've got attack versus defense. They went for the 3-1 split, Rise. Meanwhile, Creature gets the knock onto one of FSA's players. I think it was Shadow that was taken out, as I'm just watching the circling coming through here from MDR, who, as we said, are playing it somewhat safe. Because, I mean, breaching a compound, especially one such as this, is not the easiest in the world. You're just watching the side of MDR, trying to gain vision, using those vehicles just to supply that little bit of extra cover. Oh, there's Shadow, who's going to get knocked there once again from Teacher. Oh, the nades are coming through. This is where utilities really come into the mix, as it's going to be now the opportunity for MDR to go into the rush. It's Gene in the front line here. Trying to head in through the staircase. Where's the rest of the team right now? They're throwing the nades. They want to force them out down the staircase. KS are also in the top line. Oh, he spots out one from Rise. I can't see the name quite yet, but oh, you can't get Gene. He's going to get knocked. Will we see the flash coming through? The nade storm was coming in, but Mon for B was going to be knocked as well. And so MDR, in their the ability to try to storm this castle, gets a double knock on their side, though Mon can be revived. Meanwhile, it's Street who's trying to get the rescue here on Gene. Can he get something sorted out? It's going to be Street coming in and clutch for the team. And MDR survived this by the skin of their teeth. As the timer ticks down, final minute of stage 3. And from stage 4, as we know, things start to hot up. So TFO, they already picked up one elimination from a range that was Creator onto, who was it? Shadow R from range. It was just a double snipe coming through. They're holding this position for the most part, though Creator is the one in the vehicle. I'm not sure if he's just waiting for his teammates to join in, because we are heading to stage 4 and they are on the very, very edge of the safe zone. Could be time to make their play across. But taking a look here at Snipe Nation, you got Blocks, Hassan and Opa. They're all really, really close by. Could be heading, because they're circling the very outskirts of this EMP zone. So far, they've managed to get to this particular point in time without any particular major amounts of skirmishes in the mix. All 3 in separate vehicles here. Okay, no, it's a 2-1 in terms of vehicles right now. And this could be the best strategy for this particular point in time in the game. Just staying very, very close. But oh, it looks like Sandman making this play across. He's in the midst of a 1v4. Dangerous in terms of how you're going to be getting yourself out of this. He has to be ultra careful. Maybe wait for a potential third party before he can make a move, because Snipe Nation are hovering just outside here. As we can see on the edge of our screen, there's a nade being chucked at Sandman as they're forcing him across. He's probably hoping that Snipe Nation makes this play across. He does spot out where else is. Oh, gets a nice bit of tag damage. But like I said, this is a 2v or 1v4 situation. Sandman is taking a lot of damage. If they realize that Sandman is on his lonesome, you're going to see the rush plays coming through as Razor being spotted out. There's a bit of tag damage from Sandman in response. Oh, but Thirsty being thirsty gets a headshot to finish him off. And that's going to be a double pickup for TFO. Snipe Nation, once again, using that very outskirts of the MP zone to hover around. Meanwhile, HJ in the mix. Kylie has been knocked and flushed as MDR are making their movement across. Mr. Joker holding position, just giving some vision for his teammates, hoping to be able to get a knock as it's coming through. There's a wraparound play from Streets and Gene. Snipe Nation are also heading in towards this side of the EMP zone. It's Team 20 Snipe Nation that are moving across, as well as the Team 6 version. Meanwhile, it's going to be KS in a battle up against two of the players from MDR. They went for that 2-2 split, and now Molly's coming out here from Legion. Can he land this? It's so close to everyone, but he manages to sort of get back to a bit of safety. There was a knock onto nobody. Is Legion going to be making more of an aggressive play? He does have the cover from Rolex behind him, but there's action aplenty all over the show. Hassan is managing to get a couple of knocks in there as it's SN from range. It's Joker who's going to get caught out as another player from Snipe Nation. B-Coast makes a play across, but his teammate does spot him out. Oh yeah, well, squad mate does spot him out. Does he go for the shot though? He spots another player from MDR as Legion's been knocked as well. And it's down to the final few teams. Oh my goodness, this is the EMP zone that's coming to hurt everybody. It's stage 4, so you're gonna have to try to get a bit of safety, but you're gonna be rushing through this open space here. How will we see those pickoffs here onto Snipe Nation? Rolex in danger all by his lonesome. Only has the tree for cover. I think that's going to be the next knock coming through. As SN1's YT gets taken out. B-Coast does spot some movement, but he's gonna get picked off here. Who was that got off? It's Blocks who managed to get the elimination. Rolex, for the most part, has been able to stay safe, and that's gonna be a drive-by into the mix. And now we're down to the final 5 teams, because there's a couple of solo players and stuff in the mix. As spots out 2 players from the side of MDR, but he's in a 2v1 situation. I did get a lot of damage onto Mon. The tree saving him from a lot of the splash damage from the nade. Has to try to get down that mountain. The molly came in. That was nice timing from Stroof as he just determined that some utility was heading his way. Oh, one on that. That makes the play across as Stroof gets the knock, but he won't be able to get the flash because he knows that there's another teammate coming around the top. He has to wait very patiently. He's trying to go in for a little bit of a heal here, but Street wants to not let him go. However, Rolex is the one supplying the damage to Street. And that's going to be Rolex who takes out Street. He gets the double from behind. He just timed that perfectly for some third-party action. So KS picking up quite a few eliminations here. We're down to the final 4 teams. This is a 1v1 battle between Team 20 and KS. SN1 and KS. But Stroof, he could be trapped out by his the rest of Snipe Nation, Hassan blocks Opa. They've got him cornered behind one little tree. Does spot out blocks, trying to get some amount of damage, but Hassan is spraying shots in from the other side. He's gonna try to use some smoke for cover, because he's gonna hope that repositioning based on the closure of the EMP zone is gonna help him get some pickups. But as Drove tries to reposition, he could be heading straight towards Rolex, who has picked a beautiful spot. I know I love to say the word beautiful, right? As I often get told in the comments after the stream, right? There's going to be a wraparound plays coming through here, as Hassan taking damage in the midst of the EMP zone. Has to get to that little bit of safety. They do manage to take out Scroof, so now we're down to the final 3 teams, which is Snipe Nation and KS. Who else is in here? Oh, TFO. And Snipe Nation could be driving straight into the arms of TFO. And yes, it is. Opa gets knocked. Hassan takes a lot of damage. But it's going to be Hassan driving straight over. Oh my goodness. And he's going to be able to get a double as well. And now it's just a straight 2v2, but Rolex, sensing an opportunity to come in for some third-party action, has repositioned. This is looking hot and heavy between the two teams. Hassan, lovely pick off once more. TFO down to just one. Opa has been knocked, but he's gonna hope his teammates have the opportunity to go in to get that bit of rescue, but blocks. He's into the building. Can he get one? Yes, he does. He gets the knock. But that's in a difficult position to get the flashes on the staircase as Teacher is on the top. Oh, blocks. Gets a lot of tag damage. He actually gets that quick double. And so now it's going to be a 2v1 situation. Do they have the opportunity to res Opa? He's in that open space, right? I don't think anybody's going to be able to get across towards him in time. This health bar is ticking down, like really ticking down. Hassan is just so close. This is a couple of seconds. Oh my goodness, that was just he maybe needed about a second and a half, and that would have been that. Now the EMP zone forcing Snipe Nation. It's just KS's Rolex on that high ground. He has the central position, but with the vehicles here blocked. Oh, they spot out where Rolex is, but Rolex goes for the shot. He manages to get the knock. Now it's going to be a straight 1v1. Oh my goodness. Hassan trying to get some amount of cover in here. The EMP zone forcing him straight towards Rolex. Rolex chose the spot early. Does he have the cover? He got the opportunity to go for the res. Does Rolex have those? He's coming in. He can't really go for the res. This is so Rolex coming in clutch. That early decision from him on point. Absolutely on point. And that is KS. And Rolex, I think, is the absolute star of this show. We'll see this now. With 9 eliminations and the chicken dinner right at the end. Kylie, at that moment in time, everybody was being shot from everywhere. It was just madness and mayhem. But KS coming out on top. Winner chicken dinner. 10 eliminations in total. Snipe Nation blocks Hassan and Opa with 8 eliminations in second position. So, it was tight between the two teams. Very tight. TFO, third position, went to them with 3 eliminations. The second Snipe Nation squad with 2 eliminations, and fourth MDR picking up whopping 11 eliminations in 5th position. HJ, no eliminations in 6th. FSA, the duo, have managed to pick up an elimination in 7th. Rise, no eliminations in 8th. HV, 1 elimination in 9th position. AK, 2 eliminations in 10th. Then you've got VXE with 1 elimination in 11th. And Ego was, as we got to see, the first team eliminated, no eliminations in 12th. Stars of the match, right? It was Rolex almost all across the board, as we can see, right? Going all out goes to Rolex. MDR Street picking up the best companion with 2 assists and a rescue, and the finisher there, as we got to see from Rolex. Clutch decision making allows him to get his team that very first chicken dinner. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have the pause screen up and running for just a little bit as we get lobby number 2 ready and set.
on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe it. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the wall. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe it. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the wall. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe it. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the wall. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. closer. No alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the wall. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your...
Hello everybody and welcome back to the stream as we head into Marmar for the second game in this Ultimate Clan Rumble hosted by Karashnikov and streamed by Waylander Gaming. And this time around we have a little bit more reasonable path for the plane, so flying straight over Los Leones, which as we know in Marmar is one of those spots that people love to go for the drop for. HJ going very early. They're the only ones who are heading off towards the island here. And so they're, I think, wanting to play a little bit more of a safer route, you know, loot up and then wait for maybe stage 4 to activate what it is they want to do and start playing a little bit more aggressively. Because as we know, right, having the right loot advantage it's massive, as it's a couple of teams here. It's a Snipe Nation and MDR who have headed off towards Los Leones, and Mr. Nobody seeing them all in the air. Can he get those shots coming through? He's trying to land it onto the duo, or actually all the players from Snipe Nation who somehow safely, if this was real life, right, you just aim at the parachute and then that would be that. It would be game over. But Los Leones is quite a huge area, so by the time the teams loot up, we'll be keeping an eye on potential action going on. Meanwhile, we can switch across to another of Snipe Nation's teams who are close by to VXE, right at the start. Outside Impala, as once he just showed his face. Oh my goodness, that was not the nicest time in the world for a DC. FSA with that knock, but no eliminations just yet. We have 11 teams in the mix, with 3 of them around Impala. But as I said, we'll be keeping an eye on the entire map right now to see what's going on. Meanwhile, Retrial with the shots from the high ground, managing to get another knock here onto B Coast.
Hey, what happened?
Holding that position, just waiting carefully. There's the flash coming through from Retrial as he picks up a elimination. B Coast hoping for the revive, but it's going to be once more. Shots coming out. Scroof is going to be taken down a little bit low. Just manages to get to the safety behind the wall. Meanwhile, there is action going on elsewhere. As I was just watching Retrial try to get to a bit of a better high ground position. And that's going to be, I think the rescue did come through there.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, what happened?
So those sounds, or the in-game sounds, are quite amusing. I'm just switching to an even higher aerial view just to spot out what's going on. Meanwhile, VX Shaps does get a knock, I think, onto somebody. Oh my goodness. Just switch across to where Shaps' view is. Senses an opportunity. Got another pickoff, so it's already VXE with 6 eliminations this early on. Crazy stuff from them, taking out 2 of the teams, or at least one of the teams already completely, and continuing this. Z-Trial was in position, but they do spot out where the Snipe Nation player was, gets a knock onto him onto the balcony. The flash should come through from Retrial, and this is going to be only Scroof left alive, but he is closer to where FSA is. And, I don't think he has all that much loot available. He's on the low ground. Do they spot him out? He's just trying to hightail it. I think there was a little bit of vision. They're going to hope that they can pick him off as he's making his play across onto the road. Those strafe jumps coming through. There's the shot. There's the final pickoff. And Traps there getting one of the top 3 teams eliminated very, very early on. So Murmur giving us a lot of action at the very, very start. Just taking a look here at MDR and the rest of, the second Snipe Nation squad. Are MDR going to be trying to make this play across? There's a lot of cover here in Los Leones, right? Open spaces into cover. You're going to have to plan this out very carefully. In terms of your movement, Street is the one taking that high ground path just to provide that little bit of extra vision. Mon at 48, as we've seen in previous matches, just playing that front line for the team, has spotted out where Blocks is, but needs to be patient for that perfect shot. Because in such a situation, it's not the easiest to be able to get those eliminations or to get those flashes. At the start, it might be best to try to, I wouldn't say use a lot of resources yourself, but just to try to force them out. It's more a question of how you're going to be rotating and using the cover. The split play coming through from MDR, could this play to their advantage? We are watching the, it's sort of like attack versus defense at this moment in time. Attack, they're going for the spread. Right, and defense, you're going to have to stay more or less within touching distance. It's the old motto that you get even in sports. It's expansive in attack, and you sort of contract in defense. Because defense, it's easier to defend as everyone's a little bit closer towards one another. Though Opa is making a long movement around. Will he be able to maybe pick up Jean? Did they spot out Jean? I think they would have. Hassan would be the one who does so. But Blocks is locked into position on that high ground. Very difficult for him to try to get across. Hassan and Opa are the ones making that movement across. Meanwhile, VXE are already in a battle elsewhere. It looks like there's going to be even further eliminations coming their way as they pick up 2 from FSA. Though Shadow R gets a knock in response. Romeo's been knocked. He was in the front line along with Drags. Throws out some smoke, should be able to get that revive going. Meanwhile, we're back to this action here at Los Leones. Blocks. Oh! Spots out. Does he get the damage? Yes, he does. It's a bit of tag damage onto Jean. That little bit of distraction would have given his teammates the opportunity to come in for the wraparound. Crisis. Hassan is making his way up towards where Jean is, though the slope here is a bit tricky to navigate. Opa was the one with the huge wraparound play. Meanwhile, MDR Street gets a knock onto Hassan as he was trying to make that movement across. Oh, but Opa, he would have spotted out Jean. Did Jean hear him, though? That's the question. His focus would have been there in the front line. I don't think Jean has. Opa is waiting very patiently. He senses his opportunity. There's a knock. That should be the elimination. Beautiful rotation coming through from Opa, as it's a 1-for-1 exchange. Street taking down Hassan, and Opa with the response. A kill. This battle between the two teams finally heating up, but Blocks, he's been trapped in the second floor. As we can see, oh, it's a 2v1 situation, but he uses the corner to his advantage. Goes in with a little peep. He managed to get one. He needs time to get the reload going. Maybe the weapon swap could have worked to his advantage, but that's going to be Blocks taken out. And now advantage in terms of numbers going the way of MDR Crisis with that big rotation play. He knows that he could land a swift nade through the window. Street is waiting. Does he get this? Oh, what a nade! That's going to be a double knock. Now it's a 1v1 on the staircase. Is he going for another nade? Quick one through that. Does he get anything done? Let's get to see. Is he going for the rush play up the staircase? Just yet. He's going to have to time this very carefully. He waited for the nade. He went for that early launch. He didn't want to overdo it just yet. As he's trying to climb up, is he going to wait for his teammates? Can he get this through? Oh, shots being fired. He has to wait for that repositioning. He needs Opa to come and assist him in this. He did provide Opa with the cover to try to get across, but I think they're going to be trying to use his utilities to flush out the rest of MDR. They have them trapped in this second floor as Opa is joining Crisis. But it's between the second and third floor. There's only been one knock, and the side of MDR have to be a bit careful in terms of what they're going to be doing. But the decisions, as you can see, there's the nades coming through. They did manage to get the revive, so it's going to be a 2v3 situation. Difficult to play out for the side of Snipe Nation. Their decision making, I think, might be the best in such a situation. They're holding, waiting for those nades. Just want to launch it at just the right time if they can get a couple of knocks through. At the same time, force the side of MDR to use those resources and then trap them. But how much of utilities do they have left? There's no more nades, no more mollies here for Opa. What does Crisis have packing with him? He's also out of utilities. So now it's a patience game. Are they going to be waiting for the side of MDR to come down the staircase? I don't think they are, because I mean, they know that they're not going to have that advantage if they're making that fight down those narrow staircases. It's really a decision right now, because without those utilities, very difficult for the side of Snipe Nation to get to the trio, who have gone for an even higher ground play. It's only Mon sticking around on this first floor. I'm saying first floor, second floor, but he's got the shotgun out. He's just holding for just the right opportunity. But would this split between the two upper floors and the roof be the best decision here? Using the smoke as a little bit of a pretend sort of a nade, just to see where you can get some vision, and then the decisions can come through. As you can see, they went for a player on each particular floor. They have spread out somewhat of the side of MDR, as once more utilities are being used from the upper floors to try to get something done. Snipe Nation just controlling that bottom level. But Street, he has that. Do they go for the jump down and maybe the pickoffs from above? Use some distraction with those smokes on through the staircase. Oh, Opa's gonna get knocked. Will we see the follow up in here? It's shots coming through from that hole in the ceiling, and that's going to be MDR taking out the remainder of Snipe Nation. They did finish second in the previous match. This time around, early elimination for them, as the zone has closed in, or will be closing in I was gonna say in the next second, but is already done. Now, let's take a look at where the rest of the teams are going to be lined up. HJ, they've had a wonderful time just looting the island. I think they looted that island to their absolute heart's content. AK is deep within the MP zone, but that's not going to be too much of an issue as of yet. The team 14, which is KS, picked up quite a few eliminations, second highest amount of eliminations, and the chicken dinner in the last match. So far, no skirmishes based on where they've decided to go for their drop. However, Rise, team number 19, were very close to VXE. They're in the vehicles on the high ground. But I think they might be... Are they heading away from? Oh, no, they're heading, I think, towards that particular direction. They went for a complete four-man in terms of the split between the different vehicles. They are sticking relatively close together in terms of their rotation style, just circling. They're going for that early play towards the center of the safe zone. But are going to take a bit of tag damage because they were heading away from VXE, who have been quite aggressive from the early part of the game. It's difficult, I would say, to rotate in Murmur without giving vision of yourself because of the landscape. It's got a lot of mountainous regions, high ground, low ground, and so there's always somebody on some particular high ground somewhere who's going to be able to position to spot you out. As we're watching the side, Team 4, they're making their movement across. Team 19 decided to position in more of a defensive situation. They want to try and use the compound for cover. But Huncho spotting out Drags, making his movement across, but could be heading straight into a 3v1 situation as he's trying to close the gap in here. Shots being fired onto Romeo, who was the last of VXE to make a movement across. But he gets away to relative safety, took a bit of tag damage, but now I think the side of VXE do realize that there's a split play, as it's going to be a knock coming through onto Miriam, who tried to exit the compound. Meanwhile, Drags and I'm just gonna say Rise. Oh, that nade! That was almost a bit of a very dangerous nade there, bouncing off the walls. Smoke cover being provided. They want to close the distance in, though Team 19's Rise player has hightailed it out of his position and is joined up with his squad mates. Now we could see a real battle. The revive should come through. It's Drags in the front line. The crashes in here. Both of them jump out. Who's going to get the advantage? It's going to be Drags who gets the knock onto Hancho. Can he get something? Oh, he gets MP5 as well. But he's going to get knocked in response. His teammates are rushing through. As you can see, Retrial and Romeo making their way across as well. But they're a little bit far away to be able to get that proper rescue. They just need to provide as much cover as they possibly can, as it's a Retrial into the mix. Can he rescue Drags, who is in a lot of hot water, as Retrial shots being sprayed out here. The revived Miriam is returning fire. Retrial has to reposition. Drags' health bar is ticking quite low, as Retrial was trying to provide that decent degree of cover, but the teammates coming through very clutch, and VXE continue with this onslaught right now. They've just taken out another team, and we're heading into we're still stage 2. Still a minute to go before we hit stage 3. And we're already down to, what is it, 6 teams remaining. Is there anybody outside the safe zone? It's just HJ making their way across. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those 6. Where's the 6th team? Oh, there's it here, HV on the very outskirts. They were on the opposite side of where that island is. We're taking a look at KS, who could... I mean, they would have heard some amount of action going on. They were in their vehicles pretty close by. Will we see them head into this... the clutches of VXE, who have been absolutely nailing it at the start of the game. I think they eliminated like a third of the map. Oh, Lisi is the the front line for KS right now. MDR is also not that far off. I mean, not on our mini map, so it's not like they're close by. As KS is just looting up. I don't think that VXE realized that they're this close by, because they did come across the space where, I mean, VXE were on the low ground, team number 4. So they wouldn't have entirely spotted it out. Though Romeo, okay, he's making a delayed movement across towards where his teammates are, and so that's going to be complete repositioning from them. Meanwhile, nobody who was the closest of the MDR players has definitely spotted out where KS is. Though personally, I wouldn't be going for any shots just yet, unless, you know, you get that perfect opportunity where you can clutch things out. Has to wait for his teammates to come through, because it's not like you want to go into a 1v4 situation, even though you've got the awareness advantage, shall we say. However, KS already on the move. They've headed straight towards where VXE is. So MDR, potential third-party action. This time around, VXE are the ones inside the compound, as Zylex throwing out some damage there onto Traps. Who takes a bit, but has that opportunity to reposition. Ooh, Zylox could be spotted out here, and that's going to be retrial from range. Zylox has to crawl down that mountain. Legion just waiting. Oh, Traps with the revive and the pop-up. Legion is knocked, so that's going to be 2 down. So KS, numbers disadvantage, though the players are close by to get the revives going. As you can see, Zylox back into the mix here. Legion trying to reposition, as Rolex is the one who is... but oh my goodness, Legion is just going to be caught out in a lot of hot water. The same with Rolex, who's trying to get something done, but that's going to be a double knock and flush coming through. And that's 2 players of KS taking out, as Zylox trying to get something in response. He does get retrial. Can he get the flash? Retrial just trying to crawl over. Oh, that timing on the reload just not quite on point, as Zylox is going for that aggressive play. Romeo, they do have the split in there. Ulysses has been knocked. Zylox follows next, and my word, VXE somehow, some way, they managed to pick up even more eliminations. Though I think retrial might be that it might be his trials over. Yeah, that's a flash coming through. No, none of the teammates close by. They should be able to get the revive out of Traps at least. But, I mean, losing just 1 player, picking up 17 eliminations, not bad at all. And a definite top 5 finish. I think Complex in the live stream has just jinxed it for his teammates. So if you want to know what happened, I should just... go and find Complex and ask him why he jinxed it. Traps spotting out Mon 48. Now has to reposition, because this wasn't the safest of spots to start an engagement if you couldn't finish it off immediately. The VXE, I mean, they've had, I think, the most aggressive run through of everybody at this particular moment in time. We're heading into the final few stages. MDR is in their line of fire, but AK is not far off. HV could be heading in for a potential third party. HJ is very far away in the EMP zone. It's stage 4. Fortunately, they are in vehicles, so should be able to get in safely. But VXE, from that storming start, can they clutch this out? Make it into at least a top 3 finish? Potential, because they do have the EMP zone spot on their side. Mon is the one that takes some damage from drags. But with the numbers disadvantage, Team 4 using the defensive strategy. We've seen them as the aggressors in most of the matches. or their matchups, shall we say. How are they going to be performing on defense, right? Because as I'm often told, some teams are good at offense, some at defense, but very rarely do we find a team that's good at both. Maybe VXC is the one to show us what they're made of. With AK hearing the shots coming in for potential third party smoke and a reposition here from Drags, as I think the side of DXE realized that repositioning might be best. Drags did spot out one of the players from MDR. The traps could have been heading straight towards where AK is. He does see Maestro and just swerves out of harm's way. But the spread from the side of AK is going to make this dangerous. He has to go for a complete repositioning. Meanwhile, Romeo is the one providing cover from the high ground, forces Maestro back away from his teammate. But VXE are in a lot of hot water as things stand. Drags is the one who has been knocked. He was there in the front line. Can his teammates come close for a revive? Romeo is there. Traps is the one that I think might be. He's just circling around. Both teammates coming in for the revives. They should be able to get Drags back up and running into us. They need the numbers, all the numbers advantage that they can get. I mean, they've had such an awesome start. Picking up 17 eliminations. Is going to definitely pick them up in terms of positioning on the scoreboards, which I'll be quite interested to see. We only had day 1 of the previous week. So the scoreboards are, especially with this kind of change ups all the time, it's going to be interesting. Drags once more has been knocked. However, we're looking at a battle from range between all these players. Meanwhile, the play zone is taking out a couple of members from HJ. They were so deep on the island that when they made that movement across, it did play to their disadvantage, as we'll see them entering the screen very, very shortly. They just got to the safety of where the play zone is, as 2 of their players have been knocked. Can they get those revives through? Because they're sticking around. No, HJ Kylie is going to get taken out, as Joey as well, by the play zone. The rest of the players have to try to get into the mix, as once more, Romeo is getting a bit of poke here from Miles. It looks like it's not the easiest compound to defend. Drags, however, manages to take out Joker. And that's going to be HJ. They could have been in for a bit of third-party action, but they're going to be eliminated. We're down to the final 4 teams. And the kills are going, as you can see, the way of VXE, who have now spotted out Team 17's HV in the distance. Let's see which are the 4 teams still remaining in the mix. AK deciding to reposition. It's MDR who went for that early reposition towards the center of the safe zone. Was that the wisest play from them being in there that early? It depends on the terrain itself. As you can see, they do have a lovely setup. At this moment in time, Romeo is trying to drift his way through the sand dunes as VXE want to home in on Team 17, but they're taking fire from MDR. Can they get something done? Sanity is the one who's going to get caught out as he's making that movement across with MDR on this high ground advantage. Romeo is going to get knocked by Insane. Will we see the flash coming through? Yes, Insane gets that pick up onto Romeo. Traps. He doesn't know. Oh, he did not spot out Mar with that rotation across, who gets the knock onto him. His teammates are nowhere close by. The MP zone is closing in. It's forcing everybody. This early game decision from MDR once more to get into position, playing a role as mollies are coming through. Drags wants to try to get somewhere close to get the revive, but knows there's no way possible. Is gonna reposition and hope for the best, as Queenie is caught out in the middle of a stage 6 EMP zone battle. It's going to be the Mr. Nobody who gets the flush onto Queenie. As Mon just wants to loot up that final bit of loot, a little bit of slightly dangerous, but AK gets the final flush there onto VXE, who did finish off third, right? So massive kills, third position, not too bad at all. It's down to AK and MDR. So nobody is the one making that play across to try and give vision. But as things stand right now, the EMP zone is going to be playing the part of MDR. It's going to be a patience game, I think. MDR just hoping to get to a bit of safety. Took a couple of hits there, but like I said, it's a patience game. You're in the middle of the MP zone. You can wait for them for AK to make their movement across, though there is a decent amount of cover, as we saw that AK member just being able to get to just Miles just showing a little bit of vision and being able to get to a bit of safety there. But as I was saying that, it's going to be, there's going to be a Mon with that rotation play. He's got the width advantage and he sets up. It's going to be a double knock coming through. The EMP zone is closing in just around 30 seconds. As Maestro manages to get a knock onto street. Now we're down to the last couple of plays. It's MDR with the high ground, rushing up that high ground, gets a knock in response. Maestro trying to get that elimination on the side, which he manages to do. Is this going to turn out to being a 1v1? What is he's playing with the edge of the EMP zone? As I think or suspect very strongly that's 3 players from the side of AK who are going to be flushed out just like that. It's a 1v1 as we expected. The play zone picking up plenty. Maestro up against Mon 48. Who's going to be winning this? Mon with the strafes. Shot is out already. He sees the play. Oh, shotgun blast doesn't land. He has to go for the reload. Where's for oh my goodness. That weapon swap was on point from Mon 48, who has picked up 6 eliminations. I mean, MTR not doing too badly here, especially towards the end, picking up quite a few eliminations. It's 12 to them and the winner chicken dinner. AK finishing off in second position with 3 eliminations. I mean, they had the numbers advantage, but it was the timing and positioning that EMP zone just wiping out 3 VXE. Awesome performance from them. As I said, I think it's like a legit a third of the map. Picking up a total of 20 eliminations. That's more than a third of the map. I think it's almost 50% of the map. Just slightly less than 50% of the map. We had 42 players to start, and so if you want to know who got all the kills, it was VXE. HV, 1 elimination in 4th. HJ, no eliminations in 5th position. That EMP zone really doing a number on them. KS, 1 elimination in 6th. Rise, no eliminations in 7th. SN, 1 elimination in 8th. FSA, no eliminations in 9th. The second SN squad with no eliminations in 10th. And TFO, no eliminations in 11th. This takes us on to the stars of the match. Drags with the going all out, 7 eliminations. Drags with the best companion with 3 assists and 2 rescues, and the finisher, as we got to see with that lovely weapon swap coming through, was Mon 48 from MDR. And with that, that is game number 2 completed. We'll be heading into the pause screen as per usual, where finally we get to the map where the kills really do rack up. Rondo for the final game of the evening.
I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibi. in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the wall. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the wall. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the wall. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the wall. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the wall. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the wall. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosses steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosses steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the world. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosses steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire. One step closer, no alibis in this game. I don't miss, I don't get tired. Every move you make is wrong. Every second I grow strong. You feel it crawling in your skin. This is where I always win. Welcome to ground zero. Come closer. Where the shadows on your soul. Let it go. You don't run, you don't hide. You already lost control. Welcome to ground zero. Feel it. Hear the silence before you fall. Breathe in. One last breath, one last sound. I'm the echo in the wall. Sweet lies dripping from your mouth, but I see through every doubt. Crosshairs steady on your spine. Every heartbeat's borrowed time. Neon lights on a loaded night. I can smell your fear in the smoke and fire.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I think there was a little bit of a technical issue where it came to the final lobby, so it looks like that final lobby is going to be happening off stream, right? Very, very unfortunately. But for those of you who stuck around, my apologies. Right, I just couldn't get myself into the lobby. Hopefully, we don't have these technical issues come next week. So thank you for tuning in to watch, everybody. The results for this third and final game will be up and running for everyone to check on the WhatsApp groups. And well, from myself, Waylander, it's going to be goodbye and good night until we catch you all on the next stream. Thank you for watching.